Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and today we are doing the upkeep video for the last scenario we just played, the Doctor's Lab. Now, sadly, in all of this, we actually didn't end up winning this scenario, and that's my fault, not your guys'. I've gone ahead and cleared off the board, and we're going to go through the steps in order to resolve the upkeep. If I forget anything or we just decide to jump past it, being that a new scenario has been released today, because I'm trying to move into that as quick as possible. This might be shorter than usual upkeep, as it didn't appear we're going to actually gain too much, being that we failed the scenario. However, we do get some things. So even when you fail a scenario, this is a good time to remind people of what you actually still get. The important things you get when you still fail a scenario is you still get the gold that you've collected, or the coins I should say, which will then be converted into gold, and you also get any XP that you earned, except you don't get the bonus XP because obviously you never won the mission. Most of you know this, but for those of you that are new or just catching up now, that's kind of the run of the mill. So what we're going to do is we'll start with the XP. So essentially the Craighheart here actually did a pretty good job for losing the mission. I think this is one of his higher outings. He's, I think, 8's what is his maxed actually in any scenario we've done so far. I never managed to get past 8, but if I was really actually pushing to try to get higher than 8, I probably could, because you can lose a lot of cards that give you experience very easily. But in this particular case, I just thought the 8 experience, I didn't really have too much of a choosing in it, but he actually ended up gathering 8 experience based on my decisions. So we do get to bump him up to 8. Now he has 133, as you can see here on his XP notes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go plus 8. And knowing that we all can do math, 141. So that's going to put him just a little shy of the 150. Now if he had have had his bonus for winning the mission, just so you guys are aware, we still, even with 8 experience from winning the mission, because we're at the solo scenario level of 2, I believe, if I am correct. Yes, so he would have gotten 8 experience. It still wouldn't have been enough to push him. He still would have been actually just 1 shy. So it's not like we're going into the next mission with anything lost out on, and possibly we can get leveled up for the next mission and be ready to go for the final. Because I know the next one coming up, this was number 8 that we just played through. The new one that just came out was number 9, and then we have 1 more. So again, so that's the XP taken care of. We do get the gold conversion. So the gold conversion in this case ends up being 3. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to put a plus 3. This is going to be a pretty short video when you think about it in terms of, oh my gosh, my math. Okay, so 15 plus 3 is 18, guys, not 15. So there you go. So we got 18 gold on the Craighheart. So he's getting up there. Once he gets to about 20, 25, 30, somewhere in that range, there's some items that I'm kind of eyeing for him. But as of right now, I don't feel like shopping and spending any of that money. He's got some pretty good items, and I think we did a pretty good job in the purchases that we have with the Craighheart in terms of his cards. So that's that. And that's pretty much the end of him. Now, the other thing that really sucks about losing a game is you don't get to collect battle cards unless you win. And the worst thing about that is we actually did end up killing 1 or more elite monsters during this scenario. So we would have gotten a check mark, which would have actually put a check mark here, but you can see he's still 2 away from getting a perk check mark, which would end up here. So in the end, even if we'd have got it, we still wouldn't have gotten enough to get a perk anyway. But, you know, it always sucks to miss out on a battle gold card, so it is what it is. Going over to the Tinker, we have a different situation. So the Tinker ended up getting only 6 XP, as you can see here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to bump him up by 6. Now he's trailing a little bit further behind, so he's going to be actually in the 131 category. He still needs quite a bit, 19 experience to get back up to the level 4, or not to get back up to, but to get to. And then we're going to go ahead and cash in his coins. So his coins, he actually ended up picking up 2 by the end of the scenario, so he'll end up with a grand total of 6 based on the conversion rate that we get. And now the interesting thing is the Tinker has 40. Now, I remember from the prior video, and I'm just trying to see if I can remember what it was for 40 coins that we were saving towards. But what I'm going to do is I don't actually have the shop cards out at the moment, but because he's hit 40, if I remember correctly, we were targeting something that was really expensive in that particular... oh, actually, what might have happened, sorry, is I already bought it. That's what it was. The Tinker had already bought, so he didn't have 40, he'd bought this crazy jagged sword for 30. So actually, we should have, and this makes a lot more sense now, if I'm doing the math right, we've got 2 coins here, 3 each for gold conversion at a solo level of 2, and then he had 4 gems left, these represent 1 each, so that gives him the 10. And if you take 30 off 40, you've got 10. So that's what it was. It was my mistake. So actually, he ends up with 10 in the end, not any of this once he's done, including what he cashed in from here. And he's already got his Jagged Sword, and we've got some nice items for him. I'm pretty happy with what we've ended up getting for him. He also has his Iron Helm, which I'm hiding underneath his player card because you can only have 1 head slot active at a time. But for now, I think that healing helps quite a bit, and that's what I'm going to stick with. So that's his gold, and that's his XP. And then the other thing, too, with the Tinkers, we did a really good job. We actually were in the opener for the battle card. We were able to get the first kill on a monster during the scenario, but again, we lost. And when you lose, you do not get your battle cards. So that's just really unfortunate. So that's a little too bad. But again, like I said, again, it wouldn't have changed anything. An extra check, well, it would have, but it wouldn't have actually given him a perk to use right now. Now, the other thing to talk about is the actual rewards that would have been given by this scenario, which you guys are probably familiar with because you've played it or maybe you're following along elsewhere. But there's rewards listed right here. And actually, this time around, it's not too heavy of a reward to lose. Like, yes, 15 gold would be nice, and it would probably put us into a range where we could purchase one other item. But I'm almost getting to the spot now where I've maxed out almost every slot a character can hold. These are level 3 characters. They can only hold 2 bag items. I've got this guy with 2, and then he's got a body slot, head slot, 2 hand slots, and a feet slot. So I'm pretty sure that covers everything. And at this point, if I was to get anything extra on him, I'd need to either increase my level to get my bag slots up or just replace something, make it better. That means that most of those would cost 30 coins or so, and even with 15 on a 10, we wouldn't even be up in that range to really upgrade anything in a substantial way. He's got some pretty high-priced items, as you can see, some 40s, 20s, and 30s, so I think he's sitting pretty good. And the Craigart's in the same type of boat, has some better money, I think, left over with 18, so he has 3 5s from the prior, and he's going to add 3 to it, which gives him his total of 18. But again, it would have been nice to have an extra 15. But again, he's sitting pretty good with the cards we've selected for him too. And I think he has 1 bag slot left is what he's able to carry. So at some point, we'll probably purchase something with a bag slot. I do realize that with 15 and 18, I think there's a couple items that are around $10 or so that you can purchase for the Craighart. So I don't know. I'm just debating whether or not I'm going to add something or not. We'll see. But as of right now, I'm pretty happy with what we have. And what I might do is play this final 9th scenario and then just see where I'm sitting in terms of money going into the final 10th scenario, right? That's at least my strategy. Is I don't want to spend all my money right now and then see a really cool card get unlocked. Because remember, in terms of the store, based on the very, very first PDF Isaac released, every 3rd scenario that crosses, more shopping items unlock. So after we finish the 9th scenario, which is the one coming up right after this Doctor's Lab one we just completed, we will then be unlocking a whole other thing of items to pick from. And yeah, it sucks to lose out on 15 gold from this scenario, but let's not spend the money we have right now, and let's just focus on gathering more in the next scenario. So that's pretty much it. I think there's nothing else really to do. There's no leveling up this time. This is a little bit not as exciting as normal, but I guess that's good in a way because we can jump right into the 9th scenario and you guys can get in on the action right away without too much of a video to rip through. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. I really appreciate all the comments and feedback. I also really hope you guys are enjoying and check out the unboxing that I just posted of Too Many Bones, a game that I just recently opened up, and I was holding on to that for a little bit, but I decided to fire that out today. I really hope that generates some interest. I am planning on learning the rules and diving into it. It's going to be a whole other adventure for us. I think it's going to give us something completely different than what we're playing right now. We're very used to the Gloomhaven style mechanic, which is very cool with cards, and I'm still going to continue my main game campaign when this ends. But Too Many Bones gives this dice building RPG theme to things, and it just has a really cool character mechanic where every character really feels different. Very similar to Gloomhaven, in fact, in terms of how these cards are presented, where every card is a different ability. The dice in Too Many Bones are kind of like that. So anyway, just kind of a little bit of a mention there of Too Many Bones and how excited I am to jump into that. But it won't be coming for a bit because I have to actually wrap my head around the rules, and I want to get to a place where when I present it to you, I'm going to make very little errors. Kind of like I did when I first started up Gloomhaven. You're always going to make a couple errors as you go because we're human. That's the way it works. You cannot be perfect, especially when I'm doing videos that have no editing and it's just straight cut from start to finish. But I'm gonna get the rules nailed down first, and then once they're nailed down, we can jump into. I'll show you how cool I think this game is going to be. So anyway, that's the end of this Upkeep video. Sorry for the little tangent. Hope you'll join me in the next scenario. And if I remember correctly, that is going to be called, I have it right here, so I'll just pull it out. It is called, and you guys already know this probably from seeing the Kickstarter, A Skewed Perspective. So we will see that in the next video. Thanks for watching, and keep rolling solo.